My dear listeners, this is an original sci-fi story I wrote for you. If you'd like to support me, just subscribe to the channel. It really helps the growth. Dr. Amara Cole watched the surveillance feeds and tried not to flinch. A creche adolescent, maybe 12 years old, all fangs and scaled muscle, had just pinned a smaller var, then cub against the rusted colony wall, claws at her throat, establishing dominance. The var then submitted with a high-pitched whine, and the creche released her with a contemptuous shove. 217 children, Colonel Darshik said, his creche accent making the words sound like gravel. Aged 4 to 16. 11 species, all apex predators. No adults survived the plague. They've been alone for 6 years. Amara studied the feeds. The colony had been New Providence, a multicultural settlement on a frontier world. Then came the outbreak. Every adult dead in 3 weeks. The children left behind had formed something between a pack and a prison yard. Every xenopsychologist in the sector says they're unsalvageable, the colonel continued. 6 years of feral development during critical socialization periods. Their social structure is pure dominance hierarchy maintained through violence. The Galactic Council wants to split them up, institutionalize the manageable ones, isolate the dangerous ones. And the unmanageable ones? Amara asked quietly. Darshik's silence was answer enough. How many deaths? 43 over 6 years. Mostly the youngest or weakest. He gestured at the screens. Dr. Cole, I know your reputation for rehabilitation work, but these aren't traumatized children. They're apex predators who've tasted blood hierarchy. They'll kill you. Amara watched a scar child 6 years old, with arm blades that could gut a human, share her food with an even smaller cub. The little one had scars across his face. Fresh ones. When's the council vote on separation? 3 months. Then I have 3 months. I'm going in. Alone? That's suicide. Alone. If I bring a team, they'll see it as an invasion. One unarmed human might just register as pathetic enough to ignore. The colony interior smelled like fear and unwashed bodies. Amara walked through the main habitat module with her hands visible and empty. Dozens of eyes tracked her from the shadows. Reflective, predatory, calculating. The attack came from above. A creche adolescent dropped from the ceiling ductwork, claws extended for her throat. Amara didn't run. She stood absolutely still as those claws stopped 1 inch from her jugular. Your prey, the creche growled. His name tag read Javik. Prey doesn't walk into predator territory. I'm Dr. Amara Cole. I'm here to help. Javik's laugh was a rattling hiss. The last adult who said that tried to give us therapeutic interventions via remote drone. We tore it apart. His claws pressed slightly harder. Why shouldn't I kill you? Because you're tired. You've been the biggest, the strongest, the one everyone fears for 3 years now. You're 16 years old, and you haven't slept through a night since you were 10 because you have to maintain dominance or someone will challenge you. You're exhausted, Javik. The claws trembled. Behind Javik, other children emerged from hiding. A Varthen girl with burn scars. 2 scar siblings who moved in perfect sync. A small creche child missing half his tail. We don't need help, Javik snarled, but his claws retracted slightly. We survive. That's what predators do. Surviving isn't the same as living. How many of you have nightmares? How many wake up remembering your parents? How many are so tired of being strong? The small creche child started crying, a high-pitched sound of pure grief. Javik's head snapped toward him. Stop that. Weakness gets you killed. He's 6 years old, and he's allowed to cry. No, he's not. None of us are. Because crying means... He stopped, breathing hard. Crying means you're a child who lost everything and never got to grieve, Amara finished. Javik, when's the last time someone told you it was okay to be scared? The boy's claws scraped against the floor. Finally, Javik whispered, I don't remember. The first week, Amara just observed. She mapped their social structure, who dominated whom, who protected the smallest cubs, who enforced the brutal hierarchy. The second week, she introduced scheduled mealtimes. Not food scraps fought over in dominance displays, but everyone eating together. This is weak, Javik snarled. The strong eat first. That's how it works. That's how it works when you're starving and desperate. You're not starving anymore. Everyone eats. A Varthan adolescent named Cress lunged for an extra pack. Amara stepped between her and the food. Cress, you'll get your share when it's your turn. Cress's claws extended. She was 8 inches taller than Amara, with fangs that dripped venom. Move or die, human. No. The silence stretched. Cress could kill Amara in seconds. Everyone knew it. Please, Amara said quietly. I'm asking you to wait your turn. Can you do that? Cress's breathing was ragged. Her claws trembled. Then slowly, she sat down. 1 minute. Then I eat. 1 minute. Thank you, Cress. The Varthan girl looked stunned. You thanked me? You made a hard choice. You deserve recognition for that. That night, for the first time in 6 years, all 217 children ate without bloodshed. Month 2 brought structure. Wake times. Hygiene routines. Quiet hours. The children fought every change with the desperation of people whose only control came from strength. Amara introduced conflict resolution. When 2 Scar children got into a territorial dispute over sleeping space, she made them sit face to face. Tell Rax why you're angry, Amara instructed the smaller Scar, a girl named Senna. She took my spot. That's my corner. Rax, what do you need? The older Scar's mandibles clicked. That corner is warmest. I'm cold at night. Senna's aggressive posture softened. We could share? Take turns. They worked it out. No blood. No dominance display. Javik watched with barely concealed horror. You're making them weak. I'm teaching them they have options besides violence. Violence is what kept us alive. Violence is what killed 43 children. Javik, you did your best. But there are other ways. The boy's claws extended and retracted compulsively. If they're not afraid of me, they won't listen. What if they listened because they trusted you instead? Javik's laugh was bitter. Trust gets you killed. Does it? Amara pulled out her tablet. 43 deaths in 6 years under fear-based hierarchy. 0 deaths in 2 months under structured cooperation. Which system actually keeps cubs alive? Month 3 brought the breakthrough. A creche child named Mira had a seizure, a medical condition that had gone untreated for years. In the old system, weakness meant death. Instead, Javik scooped her up and ran for the medical bay, shouting for help. Amara stabilized Mira while 16 children crowded the doorway, chittering with worry. Is she okay? Javik demanded. Will she live? She'll be fine. It's manageable with medication. But the seizures make her weak. The others will, he stopped. Looked at the crowd of children. None of them were threatening Myra's status. They were just scared for their friend. They won't, because you taught them something new. You showed them that protecting the vulnerable makes you stronger, not weaker. Javik sat down hard. I don't know how to do this. Be whatever you want us to be. You're already doing it. You ran to help her. That was your instinct, Javik. Not the predator instinct, the person instinct. That night, Amara found Javik sitting with the small creche child who'd cried that first day. The boy had curled up against Javik's side. His name is Kiv, Javik said quietly. I never asked before, just called him weakling. He looked up at Amara. I have nightmares about the plague, about my mother dying. I never told anyone because alphas don't break. But I'm breaking, Dr. Cole. I've been breaking for 6 years. Amara sat beside them. Then let's start healing. The Galactic Council arrived at the 3-month mark expecting feral predators. Instead, they found children. Children who still had claws and fangs and dangerous instincts. But also children who'd learned to share, to negotiate, to comfort each other. This is impossible. The Varthan council member breathed, watching Javik mediate a dispute. He should be asserting dominance, not negotiating. Turns out apex predators are still children, Amara said. They just needed someone to see past the teeth. The separation vote failed. The colony stayed together. Amara stayed with them another 2 years. On her last day, Javik approached her. Now 18, he'd grown into his full creche size, terrifying and magnificent. You could have died that first day when I had claws at your throat. Why didn't you run? Amara smiled. Because I saw a scared kid pretending to be a monster. And I thought maybe, if someone just treated you like a kid, you might remember your one. Javik's claws retracted. Then, carefully, he embraced her. The first time he'd hugged anyone in 7 years. Thank you for not giving up on us. Never, Amara promised. You were always worth saving.